the biggest reason that stops you from being successful is that sometimes you suck and you don't want to admit it, you don't want to embrace it, and you try to fight it. This is something that a lot of us as adults especially have to deal with, because we hit a point in time where being wrong, being messy, being not put together, being imperfect stops being acceptable, and we think we need to have everything figured out. We need to be the bold warriors who come through and save the day. We're the heroes and the leaders. And especially if Once Upon a Time has taught me anything, it's that when you're a hero, you have high standards and you're not allowed to falter. Whereas if you're a villain, you can become a good guy and people will trust you more because they know your past, they know your bad side, they know your weaknesses, and so it doesn't come as a surprise. So if we want to become the superstars and the heroes and the rock stars of our lives and to our families, we need to suck. We need to fail. We need to mess stuff up. And we need to be willing to clean up those messes in order to honor the best version of ourselves and what we're capable of becoming. And if we don't do this, we're going to be stuck in lives of mediocrity and limited thinking and doing what we know we're good at versus doing those things which can make a difference in our lives and the lives of the people that we love. I'm Latia, and I'm a data engineer, and I like personal development, music, all sorts of things. I'm human and a Renaissance woman, well-rounded person, are goals that I've had since I was a kid. And when it comes to sucking, I am willing to look bad and do things that are like ridiculous. And it's not necessarily an intentional thing, but what happens is we forget that in beginner's mindset, we don't know anything. We're not perfect. We have to ask questions, seek help and guidance. And recently, I went to a coffee shop with some coworkers, and I was pouring myself, I got a drink and I was pouring sweet stuff, like simple syrup into it. And they leave before I do. So they're out the door and I'm just like, oh my gosh, wait for me. Let me stir my stuff and get it together. Cause I got matcha, and I got matcha because it's not coffee, but it also doesn't taste that great. So I need sugar in it. So I'm sweetening it. And then as I hit the door, I'm like, I have never let myself out of this door before. Because every time I go into this coffee shop, I go with coworkers who leave with me and they don't leave me behind. So I get to the door and I'm reading the sign and it says push. And I'm like, push. It's not moving. And I see pull. And I pull. It's not moving. I'm like, push. And it's like, pull. I'm like, help me, lady, please. And she's like, it's just really heavy. So she helps me open the door and I'm just like, thank you. I thought I was going to be stuck in that coffee shop. I was like, oh my gosh. And there were people outside the door because it's clear. And I can just see them looking at me. I'm just like, yeah, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I am just my brain was just like, what is happening? You're going to be stuck here forever waiting for someone to leave. And it's okay. I mean, granted, it's just leaving a coffee. Well, I guess on two levels. One level, it's just leaving a coffee shop. Why was it so difficult? I don't know. I have no idea. It just was. I never opened the door. Didn't realize it was that heavy. It was just not expecting to lift weights as I leave a coffee shop. But then two, I was okay with wow, this is awkward. Am I going to figure this out? And after a couple of attempts, I was just clearly no. Hey, how do you do this? And someone was willing to be oh, you just push harder. You got this. And it's oh, thank you. I needed that. I just needed that boost. Because sometimes we think we can do things in our own power, but maybe we need a guide and we need help. And it takes humility and being willing to be a beginner and understand I don't know everything and ask for help. And sometimes when it comes to things that are important to us, we suck. Sometimes I suck at my job and I know I suck and I'm just very devious and rebellious. So I'm meh. It annoys you, so I'm okay with it. And I'm okay, that's childish. I don't want to be immature and not doing my best because of things that aren't relevant to me being my best. So if I keep allowing other people to determine how high or low I will fly, that is not the type of life I'm out to live. I'm out for personal freedom, being in control of myself. No matter what's going on around me, I create my calm. I create my sunshine. I am my own umbrella. So when it comes to learning new things, if you're unwilling to mess up, that's gonna hold you back. That is just like a challenge. And I was chatting with someone recently about, in their job, they've encountered someone who's only willing to do the things that they're good at. And so that means if they try something new and they're not good at it, they're not willing to stick it out. If they're doing something that's out of their wheelhouse, they'll come up with excuses and reasons why, oh, I can't do that. Oh, this is, I can't do that. And it's missing out on an opportunity to, one, improve at something that we suck at, two, learn more about ourselves. Because like, if we only do that which we know we can do, where's the joy in that? So for me, I have a crappy draft of a book I want to edit. I've never written a book before, and I'm pretty sure it's just a hodgepodge of words, and that's why it's a crappy draft. Because instead of trying to be perfect and stick to a script or do anything, I was just like, you know what, let me just get all my thoughts that feel relevant or even not relevant and just get them on paper, and then let's go through it and sift through and create it. Because editing is where the magic happens. It's not in being perfect the first time. That's boring. And also, I'm going into music. I want to be, I'm creating that. I am a rapper, possibly, maybe just a lyricist, maybe just, I don't know, some kind of singer person. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I haven't done much music since middle school, when like from 4th grade through 8th grade, I played clarinet. So I can read music, I can go to a piano, sit down, and I can read the keys, I can read the music. So I can play piano based on the ability to mathematically know where C starts and where it begins. So I see chords, I know, it's been a while, so I can, pretty sure I can guess like what flat and sharp is and different things like that. So I have skills that allow me to tinker at a piano, and I can play songs with the music in front of me. And there are some songs that I do just know, but like chopsticks, nothing special. And a lot of my piano was self-taught, but it wasn't just like, oh, let's just play amazing. No, I suck at piano. I am not good at it. The only thing I can do is just like the best I get is when my fingers are in positions where I can reach all the keys that I need, and I'm doing just the melody, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm like I can figure out where it is. So it's like typing on a keyboard, but with a piano. And that's not necessarily great, because like there are people who are like doing chords and their hands are doing opposites. And sometimes I try that out if I have a book that tells me what the chords are and I can see them right there, and then I can like try to like pick out the things, and like it's a mess, and it's fun. It's something that I like to try when I'm in a place with a piano and music books that help me, and I suck at it. It's like, honestly, I'm pretty sure I suck at singing too. I did karaoke solo and people enjoyed it, but it's not like I'm a great singer. If you saw my last video, it's just like, wow, that was awkward. And it's like, yeah, that's me. But if we don't give ourselves space to suck and improve, we're limiting our abilities. Because if we only stay in the circle of what we know and what we're familiar with, there's so much outside of that comfort zone. People talk about that a lot. That is an opportunity to grow and prove to ourselves that we have the ability to learn. We have the ability to try new things. We have the ability to fail and recover from it. So it's just like the first, I think one of my coworkers was like, you always burn the first cookie. You just always burn it. And it's like, wow, I like that, because a lot of times, even if you've cooked a million cookies, if you go to a new location, you're likely to burn that first cookie, because you don't know what the oven is like and the calibration. And I know my mom moved into a place where it's like her oven is wonky, and I don't know why, but I believe, if I recall correctly, I could be lying, but her oven is strange, and it might burn things that are like, that didn't need that long to cook, or it did something weird. And so it's like, I know how to make cookies, but I burned the cookie. And it's just like, well, new location. There are different points in time where things outside of your control might make your product and result suck, and it has nothing to do with you or your product sucking. You could be great at it. You could be the best cookie baker in the world, but you switch locations and your oven sucks, and now it's the oven, not you. But if you don't just like give yourself that space to practice and be messy and have the bad first draft where it's like, oh wow, why would you write this? And it's like, oh, just edit more. Just give it a little more love and attention and try again. That's all we need. And we don't have to let these setbacks or mess ups or sucky drafts or any of that hold us back. because we can't be perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. And we can improve and we can progress, but there's a difference between progressing and perfecting. And if you perfect it, that is something that comes through progress and doing multiple iterations and going back. So like the thing that I hate, repetition, is the thing that makes the difference. So it's like, I know I have a lot to work on, because I'm like, I do tend to be kind of on the airy fairy, like change my mind side. And I'm like, no, we're getting solid. Like, this is a clear vision, definite aim. We're going for it. I am ready. I'm decided. Music and technology, I'm going to crush it on my job and be in control of my emotions and just show up like a mature human being. And I'm going to crush it in the music, figuring out songs and writing my heart and emotions, like putting all the things that I love into like a musical endeavor and just going for it and creating the life of my wildest dreams. And I hope that you are willing to put yourself out there, to suck a bit, to get help and support, and to try new things. Because as we try new things, we build new neural pathways, and that allows us the capacity to solve problems better. That also allows us the ability to optimize neuroplasticity and changing habits. And as we like seek new novel things, we become new people and we see ourselves differently. So instead of just seeing yourself as like a one-trick pony, maybe you'll realize, oh my gosh, like I have the ability to learn anything I set my mind to, and now you're inspired to really change your life. So get out there, suck at something, have some fun. And I've heard of Embrace the Suck from this book on fearless leadership by the first female to fly an F-4 successfully in the military, I believe. And also Rachel Hollis talked about it in a presentation where she talks about like, have a first crappy draft. Like, you're not going to be good at something the first time, so go suck at stuff. And so just to honor, like, I didn't create this message, and these are some of the women that I've heard it from. And, you know, even Embrace the Suck comes from the military, but it's a concept where we need to understand, like, we suck. And one of my coworkers from Accenture told me, you burned the first cookie. So all of these things are just to say, the first time isn't the best time. And if you've had sex, you may know that. It's not always like the magic that you think it is, but you don't know until you do it and explore it and try. So please let me know what you're thinking. Is there anything you've sucked at that you're proud of, or sucked at that you're not proud of, or anything you're willing to go out and suck at so you can have some fun? Please comment, let me know, and see you next time.